Enable.
The United Nations believes that achieving gender equality is an important prerequisite to demonstrating progress. Recognizing the criticality of gender equality, the United Nations Sustainable Development Goal 5 is centered on women emerging as equally invested stakeholders in the development paradigm. With an aim to nurture the future workforce for women in India by developing a strong India roadmap towards gender equality, the United Nations Global Compact's local network body, Global Compact Network India or GCNI, recently organized the second Gender Equality Summit 2019, themed Preparing Women for the Future of Work.
My warm thanks to Global Compact Network India for organizing the second Gender Equality Summit. I also thank all of you in attendance for showing your active support to one of the most pressing issues today, preparing women and girls for the future of work. At the current rate of progress, it will take another 70 years to close the gender gap in South Asia. That is why we need responsible businesses in India to take the lead in ensuring that women are empowered to define and benefit from the jobs of the future. To help companies on this journey, the UN Global Compact, together with UN Women, has developed 7 women empowerment principles. These principles provide guidance on empowering women in the workplace, marketplace, and community. So far, 2,100 companies have signed up. In addition, we have launched the WEB's Gender Gap Analysis tool that has helped more than 1,100 companies assess barriers to women's empowerment and equality across their operations. Closing the gender gap will take an extraordinary collective effort. Act now by integrating the principles into your organization. Women are key to sustainable economic development, so let's get to work.
The event was kick-started with a welcome address by Dr. Udesh Kohli, Senior Advisor UNGC, which was followed by the summit overview by Chair of Gender Equality Summit 2019, Vaishali Sinha.
It's indeed an honor to welcome you all to this second Gender Equality Summit. This summit hopes to analyze and shape the core technical skills, soft skills, aspects of workforce readiness, entrepreneurship that can improve the levels of workforce participation of women across the organized and unorganized sector. I would request all of you to contribute, learn, help, and come together in creating an ecosystem of empowered individuals and organizations which can create meaningful action into meeting the challenges before our generation and make the world a better place for our future ones to come. Thank you.
This year, we will gaze into the future, and so the theme of this year's summit is preparing women for the future of work. We will also look at some success stories, and I think that's extremely important to have women leaders and mentoring, sponsoring other women, giving back, sharing their stories and struggles. I think we're trying to do a lot, but we have a long journey to travel, and I think the way we can bring about change is by doing what we can. So I just wanted to leave that thought that, if you're an experienced woman leader, you can bring about change by giving back, by taking those decisions, bringing about change in policy, etc. So we all should do our bit, and of course, if we do our bit, then we can, we'll begin to see the change we want to see.
The summit provided a platform for think tanks, leaders, HR representatives, and women entrepreneurs to discuss and explore pathways towards greater inclusive outcomes in the workforce.
United Nations has 17 Sustainable Development Goals. Gender equality is goal number 5. This goal mandate is to basically bridge the gap that exists today globally and especially for India. We at Global Compact believe that we can bridge this gap first through creating awareness. Towards this, we conducted a Gender Equality Summit last year. It was very well received. We had galaxy of speakers from different walks of life who shared their insight and also shared as how it is a key differentiator for India's economic growth. Through this summit, we have been able to sensitize all people, and our also will be going forward next year. We hope to translate this engagement to the larger folks, especially through technology. I am happy to share with you, there are 6 states who have already agreed in principle to support this gender equality initiative, and we will be rolling out some of the programmatic intervention through the states.
There are inherent, innate skills that women have, and those are the ones that we need to bring to the fore. Those are the ones we need to address. Those are the ones we need to look at developing skills on. We need to bring in the skills for the STEM education. We need to bring in the skills for the technology side and prepare the women for the workforce of tomorrow. This focus of the summit, the gender focus of the summit, resonates very well with our with our goals at Deloitte. Some of you would know that we have made a commitment to impact 50 million lives around the world through what we call a world-class initiative, which will include creating skill development and helping women develop skills for livelihoods and enterprise building opportunities. That initiative for India commits to impact 10 million lives, focused only on women and girls in India itself. Thank you.
We at UN Women are extremely proud to be associated with the UN Global Compact, and I truly want to congratulate with all my heart for bringing this wonderful gathering together and for making sure the gender is at the center of all our conversations. When I came into this morning and I read what was read on the dais, I'm not sure if I'm completely quoting it rightly, but it said, preparing her for the future of work. I think we must also prepare work for the newer kind of women that we're seeing. So when we prepare for the future of work, let's make sure that we're preparing work for her and not her for work alone. It should be mutual. It should be based on skilling of both genders, all genders. It should be based on a workspace that's equal, that is welcoming, and that is completely free of sexual harassment. A workspace that we have provided for men for so long is only something that we can give to 50% of our population. That, they say, holds the sky together. Thank you very much, all of you.
वुमेन एम्पावरमेंट, जेंडर इक्वलिटी, देश का विकास, गांव का विकास, ये एक कंपोनेंट्स, एक फाउंडेशन के डिफरेंट वर्टिकल्स हैं जिनको मिला के हम देश और समाज को आगे बढ़ाते हैं. तो मेरा आप लोगों से सिर्फ एक निवेदन है कि वॉइस जिले और गांव तक कैसे पहुंचेगी, हिंदुस्तान देश की महिलाओं को मजबूत बनाने के लिए दुनिया में एक रोल मॉडल, एक शोकेस कैसे बनेगा, इसके लिए हिंदुस्तान की ताकत को एकजुट होकर और गांव की ओर देखना चाहिए. यही मेरा संकल्प भी है और इसी संकल्प के साथ मैं आपका सहयोग भी चाहता हूं. धन्यवाद. जय.
A special spotlight session with notable speakers Naina Lal Kidwai, Chair Altico Capital India, and Aparna Piramal Raje, columnist and author at HT Mint, shared their inspiring life's journeys.
I must say I'm very uncomfortable talking about myself. So what I'm going to set out is what I see as the dilemma today. The change in mindset is there, but the social change has not yet delivered. And if you were to ask me what was the most difficult part of my journey, and indeed the book I put together, 30 Women CEOs, their vision, their voices, their stories, what was the biggest dilemma? And you all know it, right? It's about work-life balance. that remains a dilemma today, and how we work our way through that has got to be about how the workplace changes to accommodate us and how social attitudes change to enable us to stay in the workplace as long as possible. There's always that element of push and jumping into a dark, unknown pool, but you know you'll come out swimming because at the end of the day, you have the talent, you have the confidence. And I think it is going in knowing that you have this.
Thank you, Naina. Thank you. I mean, it's just interesting how you talk about things which resonate definitely with me, I'm sure with everybody here, and that's the purpose of this session. Thank you so much for sharing your journey. Aparna, over to you.
I look at my life as 3 parts so far. The first part is falling down and getting up. The second part is what I call COO, and the third part is the jungle gym life. So the falling down and getting up part was, just growing up in a joint family with brothers, and we one thing we all did is we went horse riding. My uncle Ajay used to take us horse riding, and that actually changed my perspective on the world. The second part is the COO. So after I finished studying at Oxford, I did liberal arts over there, politics, philosophy, economics. I came back and I worked at my family's luggage business called VIP. And then I went off to Harvard and came back and I ran my office furniture business. So that was what I would call, the CEO part of my life. So the last 10 years has really been this what I call the jungle gym life, which is when you go very differently from that corporate ladder where you're doing one thing after the other, work, study, get married, to this jungle gym life where you're going into different directions. And so today I write, I teach, I speak, and I'm involved in philanthropy. My key learning from all of this is that when it comes to gender equality, there's no one silver bullet. It's like doing surgery. It's more like taking a scalpel rather than a sledgehammer. Like you have to look at different ways. You're dealing with bias in some cases, harassment in some cases, just not being able to go to work in some cases, the social issue in some cases. I think it's really important for us as women to be raising that next generation, and whoever you have around you to be good men and good citizens. So that's my thought.
Great. Thank you so much, Aparna. Very, very inspiring.
A Deloitte India and GCNI knowledge paper on preparing women and girls in India for the 4th Industrial Revolution was also launched at the summit.
Today's Gender Equality Summit hopes to address the Sustainable Development Goal number 5, which is engaging women, not only in the community in general, but at the workplace. Today we are looking at the future of workplace for women, and we have some very interesting conversations with accomplished women on what they should do to be able to deliver better as we step into the Industrial Revolution and get them to prepare for the 4th Industrial Revolution to become an integral part of the workplace.
It's not just preparing women for work, it's really preparing women for the country. And the summit will help quite a lot during the discussion. I think a lot of ideas will come which will help women to move forward. And rather, I would say move forward in accelerated manner.
As a part of encouraging safer, more inclusive workspaces across various sectors, the Gender Equality Summit introduced the Best Innovative Practices Awards 2019 in association with Think Through Consulting as the awards process partner. With over 35 entries across 2 categories, the winner in the business category was ONGC. Wipro was the first runner-up, and the second runner-up was Schenker in the same category. In the non-business category, ICICI Foundation and IIRD took joint honors as category winners. Apart from felicitating the winners, certificates of merit were also conferred to the top 11 companies shortlisted for the awards. The summit hosted multiple plenary sessions where women leaders, CHROs and CEOs from different sectors and think tanks presented their views on various topics like leadership and life skills required for women to succeed in their places of work, to preparing for the fourth industrial revolution and the rise of women entrepreneurs for Industry 4.0, amongst others.
Women do not need to ape men. We don't need to dress up like men or behave like men to be growing up into the corporate ladder. The reason is that we have so many assets and qualities ourselves. Women are more creative, more empathic. Our team players are able to do multi-skilling. There's so much that we have with this gender which comes naturally to us, that we can complement what comes naturally to men rather than compete with them.
There was a statistic shared today that if we can get our women participation in the workforce to parity with men, 25 or 27% is the impact on the GDP. That is a very large number. So gender parity is not just a good social fashionable thing to do, it's an absolute necessity to improve a lot of people and also to improve what we do in our country.
A special case study session was also organized where business and non-business organizations discussed their ideas on best practices to follow for women in a workforce.
There has been a kind of the challenge in educating the girl women. The second challenge has been in skilling them. And the third challenge, I would put it as the mindset of the society itself. Where as a society, we need to evolve and bring in a different mindset to encourage the girls to first educate themselves, to have confidence and belief to say that they can be a part of the workforce, and then promoting them and encouraging them to be one there.
Under the Renew Women Indian initiative, the top 5 women entrepreneurs from Jat, Maharashtra were also felicitated for female entrepreneurship and self-employment. Notable Member of Parliament from Nizamabad and founder of Telangana Jagruti, K. Kavitha, delivered the valedictory address.
There are certain things now we need to work upon, from just discussing to making sure we at least get into making some incremental changes at least. So this, I believe, UN Global Compact is willing to do, and that is why for the second time they are hosting such a seminar, such a summit, exclusively focused on the gender equality issues. And I truly congratulate them and I thank them from the bottom of my heart. When we look at women, I only want to implore with all the corporate heads present here today, let us look at micro level details. Because for a woman, the employment curve is inverted. For a man, he graduates, he straight goes to a corporate and he just keeps moving up the ladder. But for a woman, she graduates, she goes to a job, she has to take a break when she gets married. She has to take a break when she has a first child, take a break when she has a second child. So there are interruptions in her career, and she can only be very free once that 10-year curve is over. So the career path of a woman herself is inverted. So as corporates, as HR managers, as corporate leaders, I just want to implore with all of you, please look at these micro level details and how to incentivize your women employees, how to draw maximum output from them is something that we should be seriously investing in. So I'll take your leave here, but I just want to repeat myself again and only implore upon the corporate heads or the business houses present here today, if you sincerely set a target, I am sure we can get the number of women employees to be increased and to stay put. Thank you so much.
After a day full of insightful talks and sessions, Balveer Talwar, GM Corporate Administration, HSC and CSR, BHEL, delivered the closing address for the summit.
A lot of dignitaries, speakers who imparted inspirational speeches and shared their valuable knowledge. So thanks to all the speakers. Then we had the partners, knowledge partner Deloitte, award process partner TTC. We had a lot of partners and the sponsors from BIMTech to Renew Power to organize this function. All of them contributed a lot, and you are seeing Apart from them, our hotel staff, media partners, photographers, each and everyone contributed to make it a successful event. So thank you all. Thanks a lot. We will meet again in the third generation summit once again very soon. Thank you.
Focus, ideate, innovate, enable.